just want him to have some fun. He's not going to get any better today. He's not going to get any fitter. So whatever he wants to do, it's up to him. He just said to me, I want to do a little bit of the big gloves, a little bit of small gloves. Obviously, we'll do a little bit of game plan, but it's not good to fry their brain on fight week with game plan this, game plan that. He's been doing it now for 8 weeks.
After the fight, that's what I've already planned it. So Sunday, I'm just going to order for the sake of it, I'm just going to order £200 worth of Chinese steak. Chow mein, sweet side chicken Hong Kong style, sweet side chicken balls, half crispy duck, seaweed, prawn toast, satay chicken, smoked shredded chicken, smoked chicken on its own. I think that might be it. Maybe some chips with curry sauce. It's not usually me.
The finish line's there. All the hard work's done. You know, fight week for me, I get lots of sports massages, you know, chill in the sauna, stretch, and just make sure that on fight day you're coming in tip-top shape and not coming in injured with, you know, things going on in the back of your mind that are hurting and playing up.
Put your gloves away like I do every session. Every session. Every session. Since 2020, 2021, 2022, 23, 24. Oh my God, we've been training together for years. Come on. Put your gloves away.
So fight week is completely different to every other week of fight camp. It is the week where you need to chill, have a deload. You know, some fighters maybe are trying to cram stuff in and it's like, hey guys, calm it down. Don't get injured. Don't get ill. Don't go and catch a cold. And if anything, it's kind of wrapping yourself up in cotton wool. Okay guys, so we're here today in Wandsworth. We're at one of my sponsors, which is B Brown. It is a tanning salon. I'm very good friends with the owner. We're going to go to make sure that I'm not looking too milky for the fight. You know?
The fact that he helped me with training and, you know, getting myself in shape, and me being able to support him on his journey to being a world champ because he's local, 100% I was going to do it, yeah.
Welcome to your luxurious sunbed. Relax and enjoy this session.
Obviously, it helps massively financially. There are many times where I've been injured and I'd have had to go and get a job if I didn't have the sponsors supporting me. So, yeah, I think it's very important. And as I say, I'm very fortunate to have them backing me.
How are you, little motherfucker?
So keeping myself mentally switched on fight week can be tricky sometimes. You know, I'm one of the worst people. If I sit there and have nothing to do, you know, I'll start spiraling and stressing about stuff. Usually I try and walk the dog as much as I can. You know, he's happy to always go out. So I'm, you know, always trying to say to him, should we go for another walk? Look, Freya, ready? Go on then. No, that way, look. Mate, the best thing about a dog walk for me is it's like zen. You know, it's like just being able to think without distractions, maybe, you know. Like it's a nice big field here, so if I want to avoid dogs and other, you know, I can just get here and go in the centre of the field and just chill with my boy, you know. So I can think about the fight, think about training, meditate, think about positive things. Obviously, sometimes you can kind of think about dark things or things that you're worried about, but I try my best to just focus on what's what, you know, keep my feet planted on the ground, and at the moment it's picturing getting my hand raised on Saturday night. Not all sunshine and rainbows. See if the bag breaks, you're in trouble. Now this is my first fight where I'm actually at home with my daughter, so you know I'm going to spend a bit more time with her, you know, maybe take her out. Not that there's much I can do, you know, I can't go out for food or anything like that, but if the sun's shining, take her for a nice walk, you know, take her to the park, you know, just go and look at the birds and just living a normal life and just kind of quiet before the storm, you know, getting into that right mind frame and, you know, realising what I'm fighting for.
She's so happy. You'd never think anything's wrong with her heart condition and the things she's gone through. Hey, say I'm happy all the time, except from teething when you're tired. She's just such a happy girl.
So, they say that real men produce girls. We just found out we're having another one. So, you gonna have a sister? You happy? She's a bit aggy, so I don't know if she knows that she's gonna, you have to share your love.
He's got a lot of mental strength in training. He's got all the mental strength you need for a fight, but it's just a weight cut. You ask him to diet or you ask him to do a weight cut and he'll just look at you as if you're mad. So it's one of this is, for all of his career, has been the biggest fight. His weight cuts are the biggest fight. The fight itself is, I'm not going to say they're easy, but this is the hard bit. Once he's broken this, then everything's back to normal and he's be a lot happier.
So what cutting weight sucks. I always used to say to people, I'm not nervous about a fight, I'm nervous about the weight cut. Because for me, that is truly the hardest part. The weight cut is, I think, 99.9% mental. I've had cuts before where I've only done half a kilo and I'm already breaking and crumbling because I'm not in the right mindset. You know, I'm panicking that I've got too much to go. I'm thinking I'm not going to make weight, and I just kind of just break. You know, it's weird how it can just break you mentally. Then I've had cuts where I feel absolutely fine and it's the most I've ever cut, and I'm just like, right, get back in the sauna. 7 hours later, you know, we're still going. So mind frame is everything, and I think having the right people there behind you, the right coaches that are there to really kind of, you know, get you in that right mindset to cut weight is what's most important.
Don't get cooled down, that's the whole thing, you know?
Yeah. I think I'll go back in there as soon as you guys think I've stopped sweating.
Yeah.
So the weight cutting process will start off at the beginning of camp, and you're just going to start to restrict your calories and get down to a certain weight. The hard part comes on fight week when it's now all about water weight. So what we'd do is we'd cut out salts, we'd cut out carbohydrates, etc. Anything that's going to hold on to water weight. Then what we're going to do is something called water loading, which I actually don't mind doing it because if anything it bloats me out and takes away the hunger pain. But we're going to drink incredible amounts of water. I usually do about 9 litres, I think it's 3 days. A lot of people find that very stressful and it is very dangerous. The idea is we're going to flood all of our body, you know, with water. And then when we stop the day before the weight cut, hopefully our body is just going to keep getting rid of this water, you know, because we've tricked it into believing that it's flooding. Then the hard bit, we're going to get in the sauna and we are going to dehydrate ourselves until we make weight.
This ain't fun, mate. Fucking hell. This makes the fight a bit easier, I think.
I don't do hot baths anymore because I've had some real bad experiences in the past, and if anything, I've almost got PTSD from going in baths now. You know, I don't like a bath. The feeling of just being trapped and obviously cooking alive when I had to cut weight to bantamweight. Now I go in the sauna. If it's getting a little bit tough, I might lay down, get up, etc. You know, obviously if I go higher, it's hotter. If I go lower, it's cooler. And for me, that is the best way. You know, there's a couple of tricks where get some ice in your hand and you can breathe in some ice and, you know, it just helps you feel like you're cooling down a little bit, where in a bath, it's all very hard to do this. You know, you've got to kind of keep submerged in the bath. So yes, for me, it's all in the sauna now. You know, I'm able to stretch and move about, and then, yeah, anything else that needs to go the next day, I'll do it in the UFC one. So we are going to the station because I like to stay at home on fight week in London. And I feel like a bag of shit, but this is the best weight cut in regards to, like, I actually cut more this time, more than I wanted to. And I actually slept through the whole night. So that's a win. You know, I'll take every little win I can get when it comes to cutting weight. So yeah, I cut more in less time and got a night's sleep. So a couple more hours now and then I'll actually be at the UFC weigh-ins, weigh in and then rehydrate, become a human being, and you know, that's the paycheck. The fighting's the fun bit. That's the bit we do for free. So yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, I'm 146 pounds, 0.2. So I've got 0.2 of a pound. 200 grams. Set aside a day a week where you do have time for something you enjoy. Paddleball, paddling, badminton. I'll do it with you. Shorts are going to weigh in there. So we've just done the hard part. That's the weight cut, bang on weight. Overall, the weight cut couldn't have gone better. Obviously right now I feel like a bag of shit, you know, very dry mouth, my breath is kicking, And in about 45 minutes, once we've weighed in, I can then start rehydrating and coming back to life, being like a human being again. So, yeah, that's what I call the paycheck. And now is the bit that we do for free. The fun is tomorrow. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to going in there in tip-top shape.